about 90% of my diet is raw sheep meat. I'm just somebody living in obscurity, eating my intestine smoothies in my kitchen. My name's Derek Nance. I'm from Lexington in the state of Kentucky. For the last 9 years, I've been sourcing and butchering and eating raw animals, and I've never felt healthier. This is a ram's testicle from a 3-year-old ram. It has a more salty taste. It's not like red meat, it's more of like a seafood almost. Growing up, I just had the standard American diet. I had allergies and headaches and asthma and other signs of, food intolerance issues where I noticed certain foods were really giving me trouble. I'll chew a wad like rawhide, and I'll just chew it like gum throughout the day. I think it helps polish my teeth. Finally.
Alright, once again, we're going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Alright?
Double honors, the apostles of Great Stone, and well. Salutation belong to the Archeum, the four corners of the earth, preaching and teaching His word in sincerity and in truth. Alright, it's Brother Ryan from GMSN.com.
And Brother Howard.
Alright, so once again, for the edification, for the elect's sake, the nation of Israel. Alright?
Hey, and as you can see here, Esau, so-called white man, Esau Edom, he have a fetish for raw meat, like he have a vampire. Right? So I'm just going to play the video. The video is about 8 minutes long. I want to play it to a certain extent, and then we will go through a few scriptures, right, just for the edification.
I came across the Weston Price Foundation, and they do studies of indigenous diets. Eventually discovered the meat-based diet, and just decided that, I'll give it a try. I was having so much trouble digesting everything else that meat seemed to work well for me. And I just felt like this was it. Alright, so ready to prepare a stomach smoothie? You can smell it too, so here's
the intestine of the animal. Son, and the guts you wanna make a smoothie with. Right? These people is profane. Son, unclean.
You're gonna make a smoothie. Man, see, you're gonna make a smoothie with intestines. Right?
Small intestines, a whole part, different parts of the intestines. They all go into my smoothie. And I can eat this and be fine with it without any fear that the bacteria are going to come out to get me, because I actually think that they're beneficial.
Hey, so, he taking that lightly, but that's something called E. coli and salmonella, that diarrhea bacteria that can mess you up real dread. Right? When you look up, what you see in at the type in what happens when you eat raw meat. And it says eating raw meat or uncooked beef can lead to salmonella, an infection caused by salmonella bacteria. The bacteria can inhabit the digestive tracts of cattle without causing illness. In the animal, fever, abdominal cramps, and watery diarrhea typically occur 12 to 72 hours after ingesting salmonella-contained food. Right? So that is a serious, a dangerous, I don't know why this keep on starting, a dangerous bacteria that can harm you real dread. Right?
Ready to prepare a stomach smoothie? You can smell it too. So here's the small intestines, a whole part. They all go into my smoothie. And I can eat this and be fine with it without any get into a smoothie, and it just makes it like all creamed together, and it's just much more consistent, easier, like a quick on-the-go snack. And my girlfriend made me designate a blender because I used to use her blender, and it holds holds that residual stomach smell. So that believe that the nourishment that are in raw animal foods is far superior because there's certain nutrients that when undergoing the cooking process gets cooked out. I could sit here and chew on this bone for a good 15-20 minutes like a dog. But I'm going to crack it open and get some of the marrow out. Instead of just going to the store and picking out the prepackaged chunk of meat with a label on it, I prefer to go directly to the source. I'll drive out to a small family farm, I load up the animals in my truck, and I take them back to the house here, and I butcher them in the backyard. It's fun.
Hey, in them time I race wars and anytime when the most time, anytime I Jacob shovel, we had to deal with Esau before he deal with you because Esau will eat you alive. They say it's cannibalism. Esau is a cannibal.
That's a human kobo.
Yeah, Esau is an animal. The so-called white man is an animal. He's an animal. He's a literal animal, and he's an animal because the law wasn't given to him. He's an animal twice.
Whenever I get a fresh animal in, I prefer eating, the whole animal with all the organs and all the different tissues because it adds variety to a diet that you'd think would be bland. This is the kidney and the kidney fat, and it's really nutritious and it's a good part of the diet, but it might be an acquired taste for some. Hey, where am I going to sit? Well, let me see. I have 4 kids, and I live with my partner. My girlfriend was primarily vegetarian.
I would have probably remained vegetarian if Derek hadn't come into my life.
I look like a fucking Moabite. Man, she looking like a Moabite, so who knows him up? Where we get that from she?
She mentioned, she was a vegetarian until Derek come into she life. Really and truly, that could be in her genes too because she done with it.
Yeah.
Understand?
And we know, so like go ahead.
Yeah. And Derek is a what is pronounced it? A cannibal.
There's that possibility you'll be eating human meat too.
Understand? So you're bringing she into this thing.
I think that the way Derek harvests meat is much more ethical than buying it from a grocery store.
More ethical.
Here's my skinning rack.
Right, so we go start the video there and we're going to go through some scriptures now. Right? We use 8 minutes so far, so we're going to go through some scriptures. Right? Concerning they saw the Most High set the children of Israel, the nation of Israel. Right? Most High set us in an order. Go ahead.
Because of the
Hebrew.
And this is talking about this so-called white man here, this so-called white man, which is Edomites, right? The nation of Edom. This is Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 16. It says, "Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau."
As well, a profane person.
Yeah, profane.
That's look up the word profane. Right? Profane person. It says, well, lawful to be trodden of place, profane, unhallowed, common public place of men, ungodly.
Ungodly men.
So we look at that.
It's Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 16. It says, "Lest there be any fornicator, a profane person,
or ungodly person." Right, go ahead.
As Esau.
As Esau. Because the scriptures told us clearly, right? You can jump to the Leviticus now. Right? But this is what make us upright. This is what make the nation of Israel upright.
This is Leviticus chapter 12, starting at verse 12.
17 and 12.
17 and 12. It says, therefore I said unto the children of Israel, no soul of you shall eat blood, neither shall any stranger that sojourn among you eat blood.
Right, so the stranger, any stranger dwelling among the children of Israel, they had to come under the order. Right? They had to come under the order of the nation of Israel. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 13 it says, and whosoever man that be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunted and catcheth any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood therefore, and cover it with dust.
Right? He should pour all the blood and cover it with dust. Right? What Esau was doing, he was eating raw meat, he was eating the blood, he was eating the intestines, he was eating the kidney.
The liver too.
The liver, all them things is blood. Once you cook something, that bloody is bloody. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 14. It says, for it is the life of all flesh, the blood. Understand? So that is the life in the animal, and these Edomites is eating it. But this
for the profane.
There's ungodly people. You understand? But the nation of Israel, you understand? It says here, you understand? For it is the life of all flesh. So we're supposed to be eating that. You understand? That is unclean unto us. Moving on, it says, of all flesh, the blood of it is of the life. Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, ye shall eat.
Unto the children of Israel, right? Unto the children of Israel. You hear that, right? Unto the children of Israel. No other people, but unto the children of Israel. Go ahead.
Ye shall eat the blood of no manner of flesh.
Right. No manner of flesh. Go ahead.
For the life of all flesh is the blood. Thereof whosoever eateth it shall be cut off.
Shall be cut off. Now jump back to the scriptures before. In Hebrew.
Hebrews chapter 12 and 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Right. For
ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected.
He was rejected. He would reject me.
Look it up.
He would reject me. Eh? To refuse to believe, act, or consider something, to decide not to publish, right? To refuse to accept, consider, submit. All right. Origin. Synonym. Let's see. Decline, right? Synonym: decline, disallow, approve, negative, nix, refuse, deny, reprobate, withhold.
Sure.
Right? So the Most High rejected Esau. Right? Esau is a reprobate by nature. It says something that is not good enough for some purpose, something that cannot be used or accepted. Right? So Esau wasn't accepted, he was rejected.
John.
Come. I ain't finished. You're looking for a synonym. It says cast away, cast off. And what the scripture said before in Leviticus 17 and 14. Down to the last
17
piece.
and 14, it says here, all flesh is the blood, therefore whosoever eateth it shall be cut off.
Shall be cut off. So Esau was cut off. cast off.
Can.
Right? He was cast off.
And this goes for the nation of Israel too.
Can. Yeah.
Understand? For Israel like to follow fashion. Like they do everything the so-called white man do.
Right? Go ahead.
Finish off It says, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears.
Right? So Esau continuing from since them ancient time to now. He practicing we forefathers do. Right?
Man.
Being a profane person, being a castaway. Right? But the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai said the children of Israel is not to touch of these flesh, the blood. Give me that in Exodus 12 and 9.
Right. I'll bring that film. Bring this
Yeah,
Let's bring the point there back up there. This is Leviticus chapter 19 and 26. Ye shall not eat anything with the blood.
Shall not eat anything with the blood. Right? That's straight to the point.
Understand?
That's a law.
19 and what?
Nah, 12 and 9.
Right? This is Exodus chapter 12 and verse 9. It says, eat not of it raw or sudden.
And we was discussing in the Passover.
Can.
Right? You could read from 8.
Can. Exodus chapter 12 and
No, read from 7, so that.
12 and verse 7 says, and they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side post and on the upper doorpost of the house wherein they shall eat it, and they shall eat the flesh in that might roast with fire.
Roast with fire. You see the difference between Esau and Jake and Esau? Go ahead.
And unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
Good.
Eat not of it raw or sudden. You understand? So, as the scripture is saying, we ain't supposed to be eating the flesh raw. You understand? If we eat the flesh raw, that means they're eating the blood.
Can.
You understand?
Can.
Because it ain't cooked. Right? It says here, at all with water, but roast with fire.
Can. Roast with fire. So this is how we supposed to cook our food. Right now, the dummy that might say, well, since he's small, we have a problem with digesting the food. So you see, when you start to eat the food raw, you know, I can agree with him. This is how profane and vile Esau is.
And one of the video, he went and dig back up some maggots, we buried some bones and whatnot, and was eating the maggots.
I came up.
So like, yeah, to digest his system. Yeah, he saw really profane.
Yeah, I came out taking this video, BTV. There are some nice videos on that thing you can do videos on also, you know? Right? Just reading, finish reading? Right. Genesis chapter 25. And 29. Go ahead.
25 by 29?
Yeah. Yeah, 29.
This is Genesis chapter 25 and 29. It says, and Jacob sought pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that some red pottage, for I am faint. therefore was his name called Edom.
That's why his name called Edom. What a red pottage.
Look up the word fail. Look up the word fail.
Think that mean tired. So. Right? Esau. Faint, it says faint, exhausted, weary. He was weary. Right? Faint, thirsty, weary. Right? So you say Esau, Esau, it says, I am faint, therefore was his name called what? Esau. Let's know.
Done. You understand? So, as you say, Esau is a profane person. He's a blood monger. You understand? He's like a mosquito. You understand? Everything they eat, it had to have blood in it.
Can.
Just like the steaks, they like the steak.
Sushi.
Hey, just like, hey, them Moabites and far away from them too, no?
Can all of them profane.
You understand? So we see, you know, Israel had a holy law. You understand that they eat blood not.
Hey, you can get in Romans 12:14.
Damn, we could take. Understand? We have a lot of jakes like to follow these Edomites and everything that they do. In Romans chapter 2 and 14 says, for when the Gentiles which have not the law do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law, right? That is Edomites that don't have the law. Understand? So Israel following these heathens. You understand? Read it over.
Yeah.
For when the Gentiles which have not the law,
The Gentiles speaking about
Israelite foreigners,
Israelite foreigners, can go ahead.
do by nature the things contained.
Right, so they do things by nature. Right, because they don't know the law. These Gentiles do not that follow sin, but by nature it's within the self to cook fucking meat. They had to cook the meat. Right? Through, let's use the word instinct. Through the instinct that they know that meat is to be cooked. I ain't supposed to eat no that's to show Esau. Esau don't have the law. Because Esau loves to eat raw meat. Go ahead.
In the law, these having not the law.
Yeah. You want the same Israelites who have not the law.
A law unto themselves.
Right. So it's showing that the ones who don't have the law, even within themselves, they know that by certain things are right and certain things right and certain things wrong. Right? So we had to eat, we had to cook meat. Right? Something within myself tell me about this is how it had to be.
Done. It was 15.
It's only animals that eat food when cooked.
Done. Right. Right?
Yeah, that is it for that. Right? So you say Edom here, it says Edom, Idunium, red, so Esau wanted meat red like he. Raw, because we say, I shashra.
We see that way you see.
You can.
That's the man right there. You understand? China the curse.
So yeah.
Alright, so with that, we're going to give our glory and our praises
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash.
Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutation going out to the Akim once again and four corners of the earth. For preaching and teaching His word in sincerity and in truth. Alright, this brother Right.
And brother Howard
saying Shalom to the elect.
Shalom to the elect, and hopefully the lesson was edifying. Right? Shalom.